It's a beautiful Friday morning and you're welcome to another edition of Newspaper Today. I am Abayomi Adeleke and now we'll be taking you through the headlines of the national dailies for today. We have, so many newspapers for today, but we'll be starting with the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper. And on the front page of the Guardian newspaper today, we have oil-backed loans, OPEC quotas, threatening federal government as 47.9 trillion naira budget plan. Oil-backed loan, OPEC quotas threatening federal government's 47.9 trillion naira budget plan. And that is on the page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And also we have NCC restricts mobile network operators to 7 tariff plans from 369. NCC restricts mobile network operators to 7 tariff plans from 369. That is on the page 18 of the Guardian newspaper. Again, we have, and this is about the Ondo State gubernatorial election. We have systemic distrust, voter apathy, economic hardship may map old. Systemic distrust, voter apathy, economic hardship may map old. That is about the Ondo State gubernatorial election. You can see that on the page 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Page 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Also, again, we have oil production to hit 2 Mbpd. Oil production to hit 2 Mbpd in 2 months, says NNPCL. Oil production to hit 2 Mbpd in 2 months, says NNPCL. And that is on the 3rd page of the Guardian newspaper. The 3rd page of the Guardian newspaper. Again, we have from the radar, we have military orders will stay neutral. CDS vows as INEC distributes materials in Ondo State. Military orders will stay neutral as CDS vows as INEC distributes materials in Ondo State. And that is on the page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And again, we have $5.5 billion recapitalization caused item as vandals destroy 119 electricity towers. $5.5 billion recapitalization caused item as vandals destroy 119 electricity towers. And that is on the page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Again, we have federal government secures $134 million AFDB loan to boost food production. Federal government secures $138 million AFDB loan to boost food production, and that is on page 28. It's on page 28 of the Vanguard on the Guardian newspaper. Page 28 of the Guardian newspaper. Federal government secures $134 billion AFDB loan to boost food production. And also we have Lagos orders relocation of unoccupied housing units. Lagos orders relocation of unoccupied housing units. And that is on page 27 of the Guardian newspaper. Again, we have from the radar UBA to raise 239.4 billion naira. UBA to raise 239.4 billion naira through right issue. That is on page 26 of the Guardian newspaper. Also, we have Atiku advises Tinubu to focus on governance and not 2027. Atiku advises Tinubu to focus on governance and not 2027. This is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And now we move to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Nigerian Tribune newspaper. On the front page of Nigerian Tribune newspaper today, we have Ondo election. Ondo election. Military deploys troops. IGP orders tight security. Military deployed troops and IGP orders tight security. INEC distributes sensitive materials to 18 local government areas in Ondo State. PDP accuses ruling party of violating peace accord. PDP accuses ruling party of violating peace accord. It's an attempt to divert attention from your impending defeat. APC replies. It's an attempt to divert attention from your impending defeat. And that is the APC response to what PDP said. Damagum, governor lead PDP final campaign rally in Ondo State. And you can see all this in page 3 and page 24 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for today. All right. And again, we have the radar. NNPCL reaches 1.8 million barrels per day crude oil production. NNPCL reaches 1.8 million barrels per day crude oil production. Denies stopping fuel imports. And that is on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And again, we have investment/security bills. Investment/security bills. CBN warns against new powers proposed for SEC by Senate. CBN warns against new power proposed for SEC by Senate. And that is on the page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Again, we have UCH still owing 392 million naira electricity bill. And that is coming from the management. UCH still owes 392 million naira electricity bill. That is coming from the management. That is on the page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. 4 deaths in Shaki linked to suspected Lassa fever. 4 deaths in Shaki linked to suspected Lassa fever. That is on the 26th page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Again, we have Federal Executive Council approves 47.9 trillion naira 2025 budget, set to borrow 13.8 trillion naira. Targets economic growth stability, and that is on the 8th page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And now we move to this day newspaper. This day newspaper. On the front page of this day newspaper today, we have Federal Executive Council approves 47.9 trillion naira budget proposal for 2025. Federal Executive Council approves 47.9 trillion naira budget proposal for 2025. Again, we have UBA begins 239.4 billion naira capital raise through rights issue, paves way for strategic expansion. UBA begins 239.4 billion naira capital raise through rights issue, paves way for strategic expansion. And now we have, under the Ondo gubernatorial election, the Inspector General Police orders restriction of vehicular movements, forbids police escorts for VIP. Reaching the milestone, federal government says it has hit 1.8 million barrels per day crude oil output. Targets 2 million barrels per day. And now we move to the Blueprint newspaper. On the front page of the Blueprint newspaper today, we have with $75 per barrel crude oil benchmark, the Federal Executive Council approves 47.9 trillion naira 2025 budget. Northern Governor against removal of VAT from FAAC, not tax reforms, and that is coming from Sule. Northern Governors against removal of VAT from FAC, not tax reforms. And that is coming from Sule. Ondo gubernatorial poll. DHQ, please deploy personal app on peaceful conduct. Ondo gubernatorial poll. DHQ, please deploy personnel and app on peaceful conduct. And again from the radar we have NNPC Limited ramps up production to 1.8 million barrel per day in 4 months. Eyes 2 million barrel per day by year end. Now we move to Business Day newspaper. Business Day newspaper. On the front page of Business Day newspaper, we have you'll be here to raise 239.4 billion naira but through right issue. You'll be here to raise 239.4 billion naira through right issue. And again, we have Nollywood Rights funding crunch to stay on screen. Nollywood Rights funding crunch to stay on screen. And that ends today's newspaper review on OSBC TV. Join us next week for another edition of Newspaper Review. I still remain your host, Abayomi Adeyemi, and for now, I say good morning.